Here at Chippenham Museum, we challenge you this half term to create and draw your own Chippenham postcard to send to a loved one. And this has been inspired by our current online exhibition, which has some lovely Chippenham postcards in it going back through the years. With this video, we want to introduce you to Perspective, which is a really useful tool to help you capture depth and scale in your images of Chippenham. There's lots of lovely buildings and countryside scenes that you might want to capture, and hopefully Perspective is something that will be really useful to you. And once you're able to recognise Perspective, this might help you when you're choosing what images to draw, perhaps in the photographs you take, right the way through to when you're creating your final picture. So pens and pencils at the ready, here we go. I'm going to use this image as a way to introduce one-point perspective and the idea of a vanishing point. So if you get your image that you want to recreate and you're looking for lines within it that you can use to find your vanishing point. So here I'm using the riverbank. So you can see, get your ruler and follow the riverbank on both sides. Just locate it there and draw a line, and where those two lines meet is your vanishing point, and that is a really important part of your drawing, which everything connects to. And this is the way that you give your image depth and make all your buildings and objects look in proportion. So you can use this to draw more lines. So I'm just drawing some lines up here for the line of the trees. You can see there it's connecting again to that vanishing point. Once you have your basic grid lines in place, you can add detail. And the great thing with drawing is that you can add things that wouldn't normally be there and be a bit imaginative. So I don't know what you might find in the River Avon, maybe the Loch Ness Monster or a shark. I'm just going to put in a really simple box that could be a boat or a raft. But I just want to show you how, with Perspective, things look larger in the foreground and smaller in the background. Which gives your image depth. So I'm just putting in here some basic lines, all connecting to the vanishing point. So you've got your larger image there, and then working our way backwards, creating smaller ones. And you can see how they disappear into the horizon and are in keeping with the scale of the rest of our picture. I'm also then going to use the lines that I put in before for the trees to pop the trees in, and you can see how we've got larger ones there towards the side going down into smaller ones towards the vanishing point. So you can be really creative, and once you understand a bit about perspective, there's so much you can do with it. Once you have mastered one-point perspective, you might want to look at two-point perspective. The main difference being that with two-point perspective, you are looking in two directions. So it's really useful for working with buildings and streets. There's lots of lovely architecture in Chippenham and buildings that you might want to capture in your postcards. So with two-point perspective, you start by drawing a vertical line on the corner that's nearest to you in the image. And from this corner, you can look in two directions. We're going to use our ruler to find our vanishing point like we did before on one side. So you choose a line from the top and the bottom to follow. So just draw those in, and you can see there you have a point where they meet. That's our first vanishing point. We're going to do that again on the other side. So again, find a line on the top of your building or whatever you're drawing to follow. Follow that right down. You see I've got paper either side extending my image. So that is because our vanishing points are quite a way away from the buildings. So you need that space. So just draw that line in and you will see where it meets. And those are our two vanishing points. And it's from these points that we're going to draw in the rest of our lines. And this is what connects everything together in our drawing. So I'm going to pop your lines in there. Add your details, add your windows. Chippenham's got lots of lovely Georgian buildings with really nice windows and details that you can find and pick out. The beauty with creating your own picture is that you don't have to put everything in, so you can miss a few things out if you want to. And you can add things as well. So just have a bit of fun with it and you will see your picture coming together before your eyes. Once you have a bit of an idea about perspective, you can start to draw your pictures without tracing and just by drawing in the lines. So you see here, I'm drawing the river, and I've put in the river bank, and then I'm drawing my trees, all based on that vanishing point. And here with my 2-point perspective, I've drawn in a vertical line, and then looking at the image, guessing where those angles are on the buildings, and drawing in my lines to find my vanishing points, and then working from those points to put in all the other details. And that makes sure that everything in the building lines up and looks as lifelike as possible. We hope you've enjoyed our introduction to capturing perspective in your drawings, and we really can't wait to see what you produce. Do share anything you do with us on social media. We can't wait to see them, and I hope you have fun.